Hi everyone, Miss A, and right now we are going to be working with the zero product property and applying it and the distributive property to solve equations. The zero product property is pretty self-evident, but let's go over it. For all real numbers, if the product of two quantities or more quantities is equal to zero, then one of those quantities had to be equal to zero. So here I have an example. If the answer is zero, I know for sure one of these, at least one, had to be zero. Seems very simple, but we're going to use that property to solve some equations. The other property we're going to use is the distributive property, and this should be a review, but the distributive property says basically here, if these are real numbers, A, B, and C, and I have A multiplying a quantity B plus C, I can distribute the A within the quantity to each of the items in there. Reversely, if I have something that's in two quantities like this, I can remove it. Let me do it with numbers. So 4 times the quantity x plus y is equal to 4x plus 4y. And here I have 4x squared plus 4xy. I can remove the 4x that both of these quantities have and multiply it by what's left, x plus y. If I take out the 4x here, all I have is y. And if I take out the 4x here, I have just one x left over. So let's take it here. These are the examples in the book. They want you to find the zeros for this function written in factorial form. So first thing you're going to do is set everything equal to 0. So it's going to be the quantity of x minus 10 times the quantity of x minus 6, all equal to 0. And then applying the zero product property, I'm going to assume that either this one or this one must be equal to 0 for me to get the answer 0. So x minus 10 is equal to 0, and x minus 6 is equal to 0. To solve this equation, this should also be a review, I have to get x by itself, and to get rid of the negative 10 on this side, I do the inverse operation, which is add 10 to both sides. So negative 10 plus 10 cancels off, gives me positive 10. So if x is equal to 10, that will give me the 0 for this factor. And what about this factor? To get x by itself, the inverse operation would be to add 6 to both sides. So it gives me x is equal to 6. So those are my zeros, x equals 10 and x equals 6, applying the zero product property. But in this section, we're also going to do a couple more complicated ones where you're going to have to also apply the distributive property and then the zero product property. Here's one on page 963. So here I have something that almost looks like a function in factorial form, but I first need to apply the distributive property. I need to remove actually this out of the way. I have this factor in both of these terms. I'm going to remove it, minus 11, and what I'm left with are these two terms, 7x minus 2. Now, all equal to 0, of course. Now I can use the zero product property to solve for the zeros here. So if x equals 11, if x minus 11 equals 0, x is equal to, I add 11 on both sides, x is equal to 11. Here, it's a little more. I have to get rid first of the negative 2, so I add 2 to both sides. 7x is equal to 2, And now I have 7 being multiplied to my x. The inverse property is to divide by 7 on both sides. And I'm left with x is equal to 2 over 7. I actually find this section kind of fun. I hope you enjoy it too. See you soon.